If you're confident in our...
There we go.
Nice. Welcome into the Wit and Grit podcast, where we are less than 50 days away from the NFL season.
Let's go.
How long can I do that for?
I don't know. Another minute at least. Go for it.
I'm getting hype. I'm getting ready. I've adjusted to the insufferable temperatures of a Southern Virginia summer.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm a couple 100 miles south of you even, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah, humid, and this year it has been showers you can set your watch to. Just afternoon thunderstorms and showers, you can just set your watch to it. When I would be able to ride my new bike, it will rain. When I'm stuck at work looking out a window, it'll be beautiful out, and I will sit inside and sit through it.
You got a new bike?
Yes, so I got an e-bike. I took the plunge.
Oh, okay. I feel like it's just not a conversation. Well, maybe I'm just not in that community. But like, I feel like when I was a kid, it was like, yo, I got a new bike. And like, as an adult, I've never like told anyone that before. You know?
Well, it's like, I've been looking at e-bikes for years. I was just waiting to get one that made sense to me. Right.
Fair.
That was a good price. And saw something around 4th of July that finally spoke to me. So I've been getting around. And
with an e-bike, that's like, is it still any sort of workout for you?
Yes. So it depends on the class of bike you get.
Okay.
I might be wrong about this, but from my understanding of my brief research, because I really looked into 2 brands heavily and then a couple other ones nearby and local shops.
Sure.
But class 1 and 2 are pedal assist. I think class 3 and up are just throttle, and they're the ones that you see that look more like dirt bikes and things like that.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
And they go faster because they're like just this close to being. I mean, but at that point, get a motorcycle. Mine, I can turn the battery like on, off. There's 1 through 4 on the battery gears. So if I'm going up a hill and I really want to challenge myself, I can. Or if I want to, I've got a throttle you can use as like an emergency boost. It's literally almost like a video game. It's like you've got a boost and it has to recharge. And I went and got a helmet.
Yeah, that's the law though, right?
Well, it's the law and the fact, I mean, all these CTE things, I'm not even in the NFL. I can't afford to get dumber. I don't know if I have that capacity in me.
It's valid. So maybe keep some of the quarterbacks off of these things is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, it's a special guest. Who's this?
This is my cat, Grizzly. Say hi, Grizzly.
What up, Grizz? Well, we've got a lot of cool stuff to talk about today. We've got some NFL stories. I know you've been diving into F1 even more lately. So lots of good stuff here.
Oh, yeah. We're getting ready to talk all the NFL. We've got a bunch of news and notes. We're going to talk about a little bit about what's happening at Fox Sports. It's quite the shakeup. If I told you a year ago this was happening, you would not have believed me. And believe it or not, it goes back to a very controversial El Presidente.
Ooh.
So,
all right. Sounds like we got some good stuff.
This is the first time we've had hit it
up, my friend. I just heard hit it. I don't know if anything else came through for anyone else, but all I heard out of you was hit it.
Where Ian and Sean break down sports betting, pop culture, or whatever's on their minds. The Wit and Grit Podcast.
The following discussion includes our personal picks, opinions, and speculative takes on NFL futures, F1 news, and wider sport headlines based on our own research, gut instincts, and sometimes just plain fandom. We're sharing what we're betting on and thinking about, not telling you what you should bet on or believe. Please gamble responsibly. And remember, nothing here guarantees a win. We're not financial advisors or legal experts. The show is for entertainment purposes only. 1-800-GAMBLER. ncpgambling.org. Seriously, set boundaries. You don't want this to become a liability. You want this to be a fun way to enjoy a little action during the games.
Facts. Be smart.
Welcome back to the Wit and Grit Podcast, where NFL tape meets F1 takes. Ooh, and we're diving into a full-blown media blitz.
Yeah, not a specific game or race, but today talking a little bit about the Barstool Fox Sports, the joining forces that's going on there. Joy Taylor getting the boot, ESPN kind of just, being ESPN.
Let's start at the top. Dave Portnoy, Mr. Barstool himself, El Presidente, just confirmed a partnership with Fox Sports, and we're not talking about a podcast appearance. Real, on-air, in-your-face, weekly kind of deal.
Yeah, so he's going to be joining Big Noon Kickoff, and that's Fox's answer to ESPN's College Game Day. He's not just going to be there for game day, though. They're actually launching a daily FS1 show to go head-to-head with Get Up and First Take. That's Portnoy, Dan, Big Cat Cats, the whole Barstool crew. This is, seriously a big shakeup here.
And let's not act like this came out of nowhere. Barstool's been cozying up to Fox for a minute. Taylor Lewan. Wait, who was it?
Joy Taylor?
No, Joy Taylor's one, but Taylor Lewan. Lewan?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he was I forgot how to say his name, but he was the left tackle for the Titans. I know exactly who he is.
Yeah.
There were signs then. I mean, Joy Taylor leaving.
Right.
Craig Carton leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Both out at FS1.
Yeah, so you kind of see the writing on the walls. Her show, Speak, Joy Taylor's show, Speak, was axed. A couple other morning shows where we're taken off air. Breakfast Ball was one of them. They had weak ratings, yeah, but there's a little more going on there.
Taylor had been with Fox for almost a decade. Joy Taylor,
right.
Sister of Jason Taylor, former sidekick to Colin Cowherd. She was on there, right? So,
yes. Mm-hmm.
She got caught in the crossfire of some serious internal chaos, though, which is what a lot of people who don't watch Fox products would know about.
Right. 2
lawsuits dropped against FS1's former programming chief, Charlie Dixon, one of them alleging Taylor told a victim to get over it. According to reports, a makeup artist named Nushin Furaji accused Charlie Dixon, FS1's former top programming executive, of sexual battery. The suit alleges that Joy Taylor told her to get over it when she brought up the alleged incident. Taylor denied making that statement. So to be clear, the alleged victim was accusing Dixon of sexual misconduct, and Taylor was implicated not as a participant, but as someone who allegedly downplayed or dismissed the accusation. Though, again, she denies doing that, of course. But between that and the poor viewership, Fox decided to clean house.
Yeah, and who's there with the perfect timing? It's Barstool. Portnoy's been building this comeback since ESPN kind of flamed him out, 7 years ago. Do you remember Barstool Van Talk? It aired literally a single time on ESPN2 before they bailed under pressure.
John Skipper, ESPN president at the time, said, "We can't separate the content from the brand." Boom. Canceled. It was 2017. Fast forward to 2025, and Fox is giving them prime real estate, weekly college football, daily FS1 airtime, and probably a pregame show at Big Ten games also. Because we know how Portnoy loves the Buckeyes. Michigan. Yeah. Feud. He's a Michigan man, but he loves the feud of the two.
Yeah. It's really they're kind of adopting the McAfee model, right? ESPN licenses McAfee show. He keeps the creative control. And it's similar here. Barstool's going to get to keep their voice, their tone, their chaos, and Fox is providing them the platform.
And this is risky for Fox. Portnoy's track record's controversial, sometimes lawsuit worthy. But Barstool still dominates the digital game. Pardon my take, as a top 5 podcast, their audience shows up.
Yeah, and Portnoy summed it up on X. He said, we don't call it Twitter anymore. He said, "This is the first time in our illustrious and notorious history that we've got a TV partner we believe in and believes in us."
Easy to say that before you get on there. Love or hate Barstool, this is a power move. It's going to shake up the college football pregame space, and it might finally give FS1 a reason to exist before noon. These shows, and this is nothing about Joy Taylor or anything. It's just all these shows about, I don't care who Nick Wright's top 10 quarterbacks are.
Yeah.
No one cares. We don't do that content here because you don't care what we think. At the end of the year, there will be top 10 quarterbacks, and we'll just let them come out in the wash. We'll just tell you what's actually happening.
Yeah, and we can give you, analysis on a week-to-week basis if we think, Baker Mayfield's going to have a better game than Geno Smith. But yeah, that's, again, to your point, Ian, more analytical, I think. So
I was blowing Sean's phone up as soon as they fired all of these people that did these types of programs. I said, because we were joking about it after the last podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, we really were. Just how like no one cares about that sort of content.
And props to the Dan Le Batard show while we're talking about this, because they pointed out that Around the Horn and PTI, pardon the interruption,
right,
were both shows that were made outside of ESPN. They went to somebody, they were crafted outside of ESPN. Yeah. Those weren't original ESPN creative ideas. So this isn't exactly a new way to go about it. It's just new for Fox to go outside the box. But Fox News has always been what? On the edge of controversial.
Yeah. And I
most watch cable news network, Fox News. There's memes about it. There's opinions. And we're not talking about that, but we're talking strictly about viewership.
Yeah.
What I want to ask you the question, what took Fox Sports so long to think about being like the other successful Fox channel?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. I don't have a good answer for you, but that's it. I mean, it sounds like they're trying to make their step now, and I kind of see this as really how the media landscape is going to evolve. I think this is going to become more and more common, where the names that you know, Fox, ESPN, ABC, whatever they are, they're going to start just being the platforms and the hubs and outsourcing content to, more private creators that'll be cheaper. But those creators are going to be drawn to that dynamic because it's more exposure. So the companies save money, creators gain exposure. It's kind of good. Well, I was going to say good for everybody except the people that lose their jobs. So I don't know. But just with ESPN losing steam in certain spaces, McAfee's been divisive. Taylor's gone. First Take's on cruise control, it feels like. I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes a full-on ratings war of sorts, especially by the time Michigan, Ohio State rolls around.
I don't think that. See, are you going to stop watching Barstool the way you were online to watch it on cable? Or is Barstool going to make it to where you can only see those certain shows on cable? Because if it's live on their website or something, or YouTube, how is that going to help FS1?
No, I mean, that's a good point. I mean, I used to watch a lot more McAfee than I do these days. I started watching him before ESPN picked him up. And then when they did, to your point, I was still a YouTube viewer. Because they would still stream it on YouTube every day. Now they had the crawl on the bottom with ESPN, and they would say ESPN a lot, all that. It was clear that they were affiliated, but I wasn't tuning in to ESPN. They weren't getting that ad revenue or whatever out of me,
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that the part we mentioned where they're developing a show for FS1 that will involve Portnoy and Big Cat, that's big because usually those guys are separated. They usually do the very popular pregame show they have on Sundays or Saturdays before games. So how is that going to change with Portnoy being on a cable pre-show?
Well, we're seeing a bit of a societal shift, I don't want to say cancel culture is gone and over with, but I mean, Shane Gillis just hosted the ESPYs, right? There's a little more tolerance in the media realm for some of the more edgy content,
Well, yeah, exactly. When the thing is, it's authentic.
Yeah, agreed.
Whether you like it or not, you couldn't be doing it for this long if this wasn't how some people really feel about some of these issues. And the fact is that any big inflated media conglomerate is going to be too worried about negative press of any kind at all to push any buttons. I mean, MTV was at its best when they just played music videos. They played Jackass. They had, Pimp My Ride and dumb stuff like that. Now all they do is safe replay ridiculousness. It's just ridiculousness nonstop.
I'm wondering who's going to go scoop up Pablo Torre, because that dude is going scorched earth on everybody, just uncovering all these stories. And I feel like whoever actually gets him on board is kind of protecting themselves in a way. Then again, I don't know that Pablo is above going against his employer if journalism, demands it. But
I think, I don't want to change it up too much, but who's going to scoop up Colbert?
Yeah, that too. It's crazy. Media is kind of becoming a free agency landscape. It's weird.
Well, the thing with that is 3 days after he criticized the merger of his own company, they just happened to say they're not going to continue his show anymore.
Yeah.
It's almost like Skydance wanted to get rid of him because they're buying Paramount. And Jon Stewart openly opined on one of the daily shows about how they might sell that for scraps too, because it's Viacom. They're all tied in.
This is going to very much become a thing. Like I said, I think the future is, the big names being more of the platforms, outsourcing to the creators. But with that is going to come some awkwardness like this.
Well, no, I agree with what you're saying, but what I'm saying is these two specific things are because of one company buying another right now.
Yeah.
This specific thing might take out two of the biggest legacy names for the Daily Show and late night syndicated talk. Is late night dead?
Right.
Because Stephen Colbert is not being replaced. The Late Show's done in May of next year. They're just done doing a late show.
I think
if you had told me that even 5 years ago, I would not have believed you.
I think most people now consume late night content and clips on YouTube anyway. And so I think they'll probably just go that way. They'll just make it YouTube and kind of more clipified, if that's a word.
Well, if that's the idea, then are we seeing possibly a return to some improv shows, some shows that more skit comedy shows that can be cut up and easily digested?
I mean, I think those do pretty well, right? Like, especially in conversations with my friends, it's always like, "Oh, did you see so-and-so's new skit show on the Netflix or whatever?" Like, so those do get buzz. And then, the John Mulaney thing on Netflix, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but like, that was kind of an experiment no. The late night show.
Oh, yeah. I saw some clips from it. I never turned that on.
Yep. I think that was kind of an experiment that I think worked. I know Netflix kind of is stingy with their numbers and ratings and whatnot, but like it definitely got my attention, and I'm not even a subscriber. So like, I'm wondering if things like that are going to kind of become the new late night model.
I just think some of these shows are a little inflated and they're just shaped around this person is here. John Oliver really gets it. He got the big deal from HBO and he's like, last week tonight. That's the show. And then it became a show where he does mostly these big deep dives, but he still tries to mostly cover last week tonight at the beginning. And that's the reason you're watching and you like him in it.
And I mean, he's presenting facts in a way that's so much more digestible than I think a lot of other mediums are able to present them in. He's not lying to you. He's telling you what's going on for real, but making it so digestible and then even funny at times because it's so absurd. He's really nailing it. I think he's probably number one right now in that game.
I mean, he's the one that wins all the Peabodys.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what's happened with F1.
Okay.
Want to F around a little bit?
Let's do it. Yeah. I've actually, I'll be completely real with you. Since we're in a little bit of a lull on the calendar, kind of tuned out to what's going on the past week or so. So I need you to fill me in a little bit.
After the big buzz around the movie and it coming out and everything, it's been pretty quiet. A driver who died 10 years ago, Charles Leclerc's mentor, they were celebrating him and talking about him on a lot of the posts. Christian Horner's out. People are trying to get to know Laurent Mackey's, the new head of Red Bull, who's French and pretty hard to understand, so we're not going to play audio for you. Just to be real with you, just French and hard to understand. That's what he said. That's his words. When the first thing he said when I watched the video F1 put up about getting to know him is he talks about how he's French and his English is terrible. So it's going to be culturally a huge shift just looking at that because Christian Horner's got this proper British accent. He's snarky. It comes across clean in English. It's going to be very different having somebody. You've got a little bit more of a Gunter. You got a little bit more of the guy that was at Haas, like somebody who can't, I'm not saying the team principal needs a lot of pizzazz, but I haven't seen a lot of leaders that, don't need it.
Valid.
Seems to come in handy.
Yeah, I'd agree.
So what's going to happen at Red Bull? Is Max Verstappen done? I mean, the departures are just two of their departures, not to name names, went to McLaren, and it's clearly working out well. We've covered exclusively how Adrian Newey is over at Aston Martin, and, they're already talking like that's not going to pay off until the rule changes next year. But when the rule changes next year happen, Aston Martin might be a team to watch.
Yep.
However, they're also spreading rumors like that about how Audi's going to be really good when Kick Sauber becomes Audi. And then, are we hoping Cadillac starts? I'm starting to think we're in the part of the calendar where if you're not good, you're spreading rumors on why you're going to be good, trying to keep your job.
There you go. I think you're probably right.
So the midfield is pretty. I mean, Isaac Hajar still has a lot of points after a cold month or so, month and a half.
Right.
It'd be nice to see him kind of get corrected, but I don't think Mekke's leaving the Racing Bulls to lead all of Red Bull is going to help them. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it will help. Maybe Horner's been on the hot seat longer than we thought, and Mekke's took his eye off of the team a little bit, getting ready to take over the job. Maybe he knew this was going to possibly be happening in a month. Yeah. These are $1 million seats. You don't save feelings. You prep people for what could be coming.
For sure. For sure.
So, honestly, didn't think about this before, but now that we're talking about it, Hajar might be a bounce back candidate for a points finish bet by the time we get to Spa. We got to check out the conditions and how it works for this car, but he could be a bounce back candidate, I think. I'm not putting any money on Lawson or Yuki, that's for sure.
Yeah, I wish Yuki had worked out better. I was excited when that all got announced for Japan.
He hasn't been benched yet. He's still got a shot.
No, I know that, but like
one podium or like a couple podium or a couple top finishes, and he could be back in it, unfortunately. But I mean, 10 points in what? We've had 13 races on the calendar. He's got 10 points.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't start the season, but like it's been 5 or 6 that he's raced anyway.
I think he had 11 last I checked.
Okay. Yeah.
I read that earlier.
Yeah.
Thank you, brain. Let's get to some news and notes from around everywhere. Justin Herbert. Do you have where do we hit? Are we going to talk about NFL stuff later, or are we doing all of it now?
We've got some news and notes that you mentioned.
Okay. So we got some more stuff coming up. I didn't know if your part of it was coming up later there. Cool. Back to what I was talking. Stop distracting everybody, Sean.
It's my fault.
Los Angeles Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert waited another year to enter the NFL draft so he could get his degree in biology and graduated with a 4.01 GPA. According to Yahoo Sports, Herbert said he would have been a doctor if his football career did not work out, which, by the way, spoiler alert, it could still be a problem. I bring that up because it was no secret that John Elway loved Justin Herbert. And if he had came out a year before, they could have drafted him. So Justin Herbert, Mr. 500, as I like to call him now, could be the Broncos' problem.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, you don't know what. I didn't say anything. I mean, just saying he would have gone to the Broncos. It's a what if. We can't dive into it. We'd be just like the Fox Sports people if we did that.
That's what I was. But
what I'm saying is Justin Herbert's desire to be a doctor and play it smart kept him off the Broncos. So whatever that means, that's all I'm saying. He gets to live in San Diego. If you take my bias out of it, it sounds like he's got a pretty good deal going.
Yeah. Okay.
So speaking of the Chargers, head coach Jim Harbaugh said abortion is, quote, the most horrendous thing I could possibly conceive.
What is it? Say that again.
Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh said abortion is, quote, the most horrendous thing I could possibly conceive.
Okay. Why is he talking about that?
That's what I want to know. Yeah. I don't care what you think about abortion.
Yeah, like that's his own business. Why is he talking about it? Yeah.
He's outspoken about being anti-abortion, and back when he was at Michigan, he told his team that if any of them had a child and couldn't care for it, he and his wife would adopt it. That's according to Sports Illustrated.
Okay, well, that's why, man. What is happening in I was going to say San Diego, Los Angeles?
It's San Diego, and it's exactly nobody needs to hear from a man in khakis and a sweater about abortion.
I don't understand. Doesn't he has like some weird stance on milk or something too?
That interview he had with Cowherd, where Cowherd hung up on him, first of all, was a ratings juggernaut and really helped Cowherd get a lot of fans back who I think had tuned him out as noise. But two, just shows you how awkward this dude is. He can speak football. He can't speak every language.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Raiders fan drops $25,000 on a Super Bowl bet. If you told me how to waste my money very effectively, that's how you could have done it.
Yeah, that's so wait, someone already is betting $25K on the Raiders to win?
Exactly. $25,000 on the Las Vegas Raiders to win the Super Bowl, the one in February, when they haven't played in the year 2025 outside of the week 18, have they?
No, I don't think so. What Super Bowl is no, it's Super Bowl 59. Okay. I was like, it's not Super Bowl 60 coming up. You're lying to me.
They'd be making a big deal out of it.
Wait, no, actually, I'm wrong. It is because LIX was last year, Super Bowl Licks, right?
Sure, yeah.
You're like, I don't know, maybe.
I try really hard not to think about the Roman numerals.
Yeah, like why did like I get it, like it's tradition, but like can we stop now?
100 to 1 odds, $2.5 million. Honestly, though, if you get any type of cash out offer offered on that, you just take it. You're just hoping they have a good September, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right. The NFL might still look like a burl.
A burl. What does it look like?
I was trying to say boys club and then go to girls. I said burls. The NFL might still look like a boys club, but ownership is starting to tell a different story. With the Colts now officially run by 3 daughters of the late Jim Irsay, 12 of the 32 NFL teams now count women as controlling or significantly active owners. That doesn't even include powerhouse women working behind the scenes or a growing group of diverse minority owners. So just for context, the NFL did not see its first female owner until 1947 when Violet Bidwell took over the then Chicago Cardinals. She also became the first woman to win a championship.
I didn't know that. I didn't know about Violet Bidwell. B, I didn't know that the Cardinals were ever in Chicago. But no, yeah, I mean, I feel like across sports, just players, ownership, coaching, refereeing, like all of it. Like women are getting more and more involved, which I think is cool to see.
Yeah, and I mean, it reflects the growing. You know what I'm saying? Like the fan group is more diverse when you go to games. It's Absolutely. Not a boys club anymore.
Yeah. No, it's not. We both go to live sporting events fairly regularly. And yeah, I mean, it's a very diverse crowd now.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, so let's talk about the second round picks while we're doing the NFL.
Okay.
This was something that we kind of went back and forth about whether we would talk about this, but I thought it was worth talking about. Essentially, well, you set it up.
Yeah, so it's been messy, right? It's like 14, I think, was the number I last saw. 14 out of the 32 second-round picks had signed their rookie deals in the NFL. But now we are starting to see a wave of them get inked. But what had happened was that the 33rd and 34th picks were both wanting 100% of their money guaranteed. And so it was, I mean, I know you wrote a little bit about it too. Do you have any more details?
The Texans did it.
Yeah.
Nick Caserio screwed everything up, but guys, he actually gave a second round pick 100% of the money guaranteed. Then that made every other second round pick just want to be like, well, I don't want to be like number 40, not take the guaranteed money, and then see that the number 42 or 43 got it. Because at this point, these guys have all been competing in this draft. That's all they know is the number they were taken at. They haven't even gotten a training camp yet. We're 3 or 4 days short of training camp, and almost every second round pick was unsigned a week and a half ago.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's crazy. And I know like the agents of these guys, the second round picks, have been trying to kind of fight this for a while. But what's interesting is that, the top half of the second round usually gets deals close to the first round guarantees, but it's never consistent. And that's kind of been the sticking point here.
Now we're seeing some middle ground. I mean, guys like Max Melton with the Cardinals, Cooper Beebe to the Cowboys, and Kamari Lassiter to the Texans. Mm-hmm. Those contracts suggest teams are softening a little on structure and guarantees.
Yeah, it's not uniform yet. And some agents are still, holding out for the best possible deals. But with camp opening, the pressure's real. Teams want to get their guys on the field. Fire's burning.
Expect a bunch of second round signings for a few days. Agents know the clock's ticking, and now more of the teams have started setting their thresholds.
Yeah, I mean, they're finally getting a little more leverage in the conversation too. It's not quite first round money, but at least now they're getting paid with a little bit more respect. I mean, you're still one of the top 64 players in the world. that warrants some respect.
Exactly. Speaking of top players, former New Orleans Saints tight end and 5-time Pro Bowler Jimmy Graham just completed a record-breaking rowing challenge, crossing 584 nautical miles, about 669 miles from Tromsø, Norway, to Longyearbyen, Svalbard. The previous record was 15 days, 5 hours, 32 minutes, and Graham's team did it in just over 10 days. They rowed in 2-hour shifts, 24 hours a day, sleeping no more than 90 minutes at a time through freezing winds, equipment issues, and Arctic rain. That's via the New York Post.
That's incredibly impressive. As someone that, in my workout classes, sometimes I get on a rowing machine for, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes at most.
How much freezing rain do they throw at you on the row machine? Just
0
any amount? No Arctic
0
rain? None of that?
Yeah, in fact, there's like pleasant,
they don't break it halfway through and tell you to figure it out either. Equipment issues?
No. There's actually like nice fans blowing on you, music, like people encouraging you. I can't imagine doing this. This sounds insane. Like, it really sounds absolutely insane. And it's legitimate. I'm going to say it again. That's incredibly impressive. Like, kudos to you, Jimmy Graham and team. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, to say the least, you didn't expect that to be the Jimmy Graham news we gave you, but that's just incredible. I mean, it's just
really is.
No one asked, like no one, absolutely no one. And Jimmy Graham's like, I broke a rowing record with it.
And he didn't just break this record, bro. He crushed it.
Yeah.
It was 15 days and he got it down to 10. That's crazy.
From college basketball to NFL football, somehow to rowing champion, world record holder. Okay.
Yeah. Kudos.
Go off, King. Go off. All right.
Yeah.
Some quick NFL headlines from a busy Thursday. TJ Watt becomes the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. Chargers wide receiver Mike Williams has officially retired.
Yeah. It's Lad McConkey season, huh?
About time. You know how many times he retired one of my fantasy football teams? He retired a couple of them.
Yep.
And Rashee Rice was sentenced to 30 days in jail. Someone offered him to me in a fantasy trade just 30 days ago. Like it was serious. It was Elliot from this podcast.
What?
He wanted Jordan Love. Do it again.
I can't.
Wait. What?
He wanted Jordan Love for Rashee Rice.
But that's what I love watching.
Because, like, why would is a double quarterback league, Elliot? It was a dumb trade. Executive director. That's another. That one's. We don't know him.
No, Elliot.
George Lucas is finally coming to San Diego Comic-Con for his first ever panel as we switch to our pop culture segment.
Nice. What's he doing
there? Well, he'll be talking about his Lucas Museum of Narrative Art, and we'll be joined by, of course, Guillermo del Toro and Queen Latifah on stage.
Oh.
Why wouldn't George Lucas and Queen Latifah be hanging out with Guillermo del Toro?
Yeah, everyone, they hang out all the time, right? Like everyone saw that coming. That's wild.
It feels. I mean, Toro at least makes movies and things. Queen Latifah feels way out of left field.
Yeah, like that's. I mean, cool, but all right. Speaking of George Lucas, finally started Andor. I know you've been on me about that for quite a while. It is really good. You were right.
Andor is fantastic if you can get into it. You just got to get into it. If you can't get into it, I don't know. Can't help you.
Really solid, gritty underbelly Star Wars storytelling.
Do you even know the galaxy far, far away, bro?
Right.
If you haven't seen Andor?
Yeah.
Speaking of things that blow our mind, Tom Holland says the Odyssey will be one of those. He says, quote, the job of a lifetime and unlike anything we've ever seen.
Okay.
He told GQ it was amazing. The best experience I've had on the film set. Incredible. It was different. Working with Chris, getting to know him and Emma Thomas was absolutely fantastic. I've never seen someone that can work the way that they do. There's a reason why they're the best in the business. Matt Damon has always been a hero of mine, and Hathaway too. So to share scenes with them, learn from them, and become friends, I couldn't have asked for a better job. Said he came to work each day with a sense of purpose and a point to prove, and is grateful that Nolan gave him the opportunity.
All right. This is really, I love everything I'm hearing and seeing here. So first question, this is Homer's The Odyssey?
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Didn't know they were doing a movie for that. Nolan is an excellent director to do that. And it sounds
Christopher
like
Nolan's the one that's he chooses what he does now because his Warner Brothers deal ended. So he decided this was his next project after Oppenheimer.
Okay. Very cool. Loving the names I'm seeing in terms of casting. Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Tom Holland. What character is he? Like the main character? Is he the lead?
No, I don't think is he playing Homer?
Yeah, I don't know.
Here it is. It ought to. Oh, he's Odysseus' son.
Okay. All right. So still a big role. It's really cool to see him get all this. I mean, obviously he's crushing it as Spider-Man and still has several movies as Spider-Man on the way. It gotten into some more serious roles in some movies that I don't know if everyone saw, but like Devil All the Way was one of them. I don't know. He's kind of creeping up in my mind as one of like the actors of the generation right now.
It looks like dating Zendaya is pretty good for your career too.
Yeah.
Like
no, that's really cool. I love his energy on stage or on screen. Is I guess how I'd say that. So I remember reading this in high school. I want to say I don't know. We were in a lot of classes together. Did we read The Odyssey? I think so. But
probably.
I know a lot of the details about it in terms of the story. So I'm curious to kind of see it on the big screen.
I'm glad that you mentioned the MCU.
Oh yeah.
Put up the spoiler warning, potential spoiler warning for anybody listening, because it's just a report. John Malkovich cut from Fantastic Four. Exclusive from Deadline, John Malkovich has been cut from Marvel's Fantastic Four. He allegedly, it's now said that he played the villain Red Ghost in an opening sequence, but the director says there was a lot of stuff to balance in this movie and some things had to go. John is one of my favorite humans and biggest inspirations. It was heartbreaking not to include him. Let me ask you this there, hotshot. Is this a prank? Is this a joke?
It might be.
John Malkovich, he's in the trailer.
Yeah.
He was in the trailer.
And Marvel does this where they're like, hey, this is happening, and then it absolutely doesn't happen.
My favorite theory was that John Malkovich was playing Franklin Richards, the son of Reed and Sue Richards, who travels back in time to help them with something. And
yeah, because I mean,
the best way to hide that would be to pretend you cut him from the movie.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's
just like all of my secret plots that Kang is actually in the new Avengers movie. Is Avengers Doomsday still on?
What do you mean?
Like, is it still on schedule to happen, or did it get delayed? Yeah. I saw some fake reports.
Oh, as far as I know, it's still on. But you keep up with that a little bit better than I do. So
it has not been delayed. It's still scheduled for May 1st, 2026. By the time we get the next Avengers movie, Stephen Colbert will be out of that job at least.
Yes. Yeah.
So how do you feel about him getting cut?
I like kind of like you said, I don't know whether to believe it, first of all.
Yeah.
If they did, it must be because it was just for that opening sequence and it really didn't lend a whole lot of like additional storytelling to the narrative. So maybe they were just trying to save 20 minutes of screen time. Maybe it's already a long movie, approaching 3 hours potentially, and they were like, let's get this plot out of here.
Just don't make it as bad as Thor 4.
Oh God. Love and Thunder.
When you think villain set up in an opening sequence poorly, that's what I think of.
Well, no, the thing was it was set up so well, in my opinion.
And then they just did nothing else with him.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Butchered enough gods for today.
Oh my
Done.
God.
Done
I remember
butchering.
seeing it for the first time, I was like, this is about to be the coolest MCU movie ever.
What a waste of Christian Bale. What a waste.
Seriously. It really was. They did him dirty.
Well,
then,
let's talk about the rock bottoms. The Rockies, the Rock Bottoms.
Oh, okay. Are they not good?
While they're historically terrible, Sean.
Nice. So we can fade them.
Good. Do me a favor. Pull up your Twitter account while I read this and just look up Woody Page's thread. Just look up Woody Page's page of tweets.
Say that like it's easy.
Every third tweet is him talking intense smack about the Rock Bottoms, as he calls them.
Yeah. You've actually sent me a couple of those.
It's the best thing. I miss around the horn for that reason. Well,
yeah.
While you're doing that, I'll tell you this. Wild stat from Mike Burrows. Back in 2007, when the Colorado Rockies went to the World Series, their home attendance average was 28,979. Fast forward to this year, the Rockies are 22-74, on pace to finish 37-125. And their average home attendance this year is 30,128. More fans for a worse team.
What's happening there? Is it like good concessions or something?
Coloradans, I need you to hear me. Denverians, listen up. Aurorians, all of you in the nearby area, stop it. Stop going to the games. If you keep going, they're going to keep doing it. They're going to think it's fine to keep doing this. It's not okay. It's not all right. Get help. Go to a different game. Go to a minor league game nearby. Set minor league records. Let them know. Make Dick Manford sell to make them get involved. Sell the team. That's all I got to say. But
I was talking to someone yesterday that has season tickets to the Charlotte Hornets, and like I was kind of giving him the same vibes. Like, why? like,
dude,
hey.
I'm buying the hype from these summer games with Knipple.
Yeah, dude, the Charlotte Hornets are good in the summer league.
Yeah, because no one else is playing.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we actually have a chance to be relevant.
Well, since you brought up Denver,
I always do.
F1 Arcade. It's a bar, restaurant, and racing simulator arcade opened in London in 2022, and this year 2 U.S. locations launched. The brand has now confirmed that a Denver location will be the third in the country.
That's cool.
It had more than 50 F1 simulators in it.
That's amazing, dude. We need to find a. I mean, obviously Denver's going to have one, but we need to figure out where the other two are and go.
Charlotte should have one. Y'all got that NASCAR Hall of Fame down there.
Honestly, it would make sense. Yeah, and the Speedway, right in Concord. Yeah,
let's go.
I haven't heard about that. So, but that's really cool.
Wouldn't it be cool to do an F1 simulator? It'd be like,
yeah, I'm sure that's like super immersive too.
Well, as we get set for more NFL bets, I do have an unfortunate set of news to share about our 49ers bet. Their wide receiver room isn't looking great.
Yeah.
Outside of Ricky Parcell, who hasn't been shot this year.
I mean, that's good.
It's an improvement. It is an improvement. I mean, let's see. I knew it. I had it right here. One wide receiver coming off a torn ACL, MCL, starting season on PUP list. One wants a new deal to be traded. One of them is 5'9". One of them hasn't been shot this year. We just talked about it. And facing possible suspension from DUI charge. So, yeah, Christian McCaffrey is going to be a busy, busy boy.
Yeah.
And if he gets hurt, it's not going to sound good for our preseason bets. We may soften our position on the 49ers, or we may wait for them to lose a few games in September because they're low on people, and then when they get healthy, we're going to dive back in.
Let's jot that down.
Write that down.
Yeah.
But overall, guys, we're waiting for Spa to get here for F1. We're waiting. Training camp gets started in 3 or 4 days for veterans on a lot of teams. Rookies reported today for some teams, including the Washington Commanders. I did a full write-up on that earlier. And it's almost here. It is almost here.
Right around the corner.
I can feel it. It's that part of summer where you're like, you know what? It's fine. I'll sweat. I'm ready. I'm ready to sweat.
I think it's three weeks till preseason. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's nothing. That's literally going to be here in no time.
It's going to sneak up on you, and then all of a sudden we're going to be like football every day. We're going to be. What did people do before this was here?
Yeah,
is there other stuff?
Yeah.
But we promise to keep up at least with F1 for you. The NBA season in the fall, we cannot promise you how much we're going to keep up with early NBA.
I think we've both become legitimate F1 fans. I think we started it as kind of a way to explore something new, maybe serve an underserved market to a degree. But I think we definitely have both become legit fans. I mean, we talk about it outside the pod.
HammerCharkProductions.com, www.hammercharkproductions.com. If you want to go all in with us on F1, the all in with the end Substack is there.
Hell yeah.
And that exactly what Sean's talking about. We're in it. We're fans. We're all in. And that's why I'm giving you the bets when I make them. Usually the right sometime on Saturday after I see how they've actually qualified. But if I see any edges ahead of time, I put them out on Action Network or Pick It.
You guys get them before I do. And I've been friends with this guy since middle school. He puts them on there and then texts me. He's like, yo, go check this out.
The number might move. The number might move before you get it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. Well, we'll be back in a week, and then don't look then. Spa right there. And in a couple weeks, we may or may not be able to have one of two things. A very special live episode with both of us at one location, or a week off where we don't do a podcast because we're in the same location.
Those are one of those two.
It's going to be one of those two, and we'll let you guys decide. If anyone has an opinion, please send me a message.
Yeah, if this could become like the most commented video ever, and you're like, do the podcast from wherever you are, then we'll do it.
We'll definitely do it. And if it's the most commented video we've had, it's please don't take the break.
Then we definitely won't.
I guess we won't. Hurt my feelings a little bit more, but that's fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't really love that, but
But that's all I've got to say. I've enjoyed not having that many heavy bets. I've been doing a little bit more looking into the stock market, not exactly getting in because, tax tariffs and all sorts of techie things.
All that. All right, y'all. Well, everyone be safe with any betting you do. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Peace out.